Birding has had a heck of a century. Last time we watched it go from violent diversion for the rich and quirky to eccentric hobby to respectable, increasingly popular pastime. An analog way to relax and reconnect with nature through serendipity and discovery. But thanks to a new wave of technology, the birders who show up at Point Pelee these days are unlike any previous generation. Of all the ways smartphones could change our lives, I'm not sure revolutionizing birding was high on anyone's list. But it's a hobby that really benefits from having a camera, microphone, and the internet in your pocket. Forget big clunky field guides, online databases can streamline identification, but you know what, forget them too. Now birders can tap into powerful machine learning algorithms from dedicated apps to identify based on a photo or live audio recording. In fact, while we're at it, forget just wandering around nature. You can now locate birds with military precision. Plug in your target species, your location, and maximum travel radius, and let the app spit out up-to-the-minute corroborated data down to pretty much the individual tree. Because those systems are connected to a global network of birders sharing their info. And you may see all this and think, something has been lost here. So much for the serendipity and romanticism of disappearing into nature full of unknown possibility. But ornithologists see it and think this is a gold mine. They realize what they have, in effect, is an army of accidental volunteer researchers contributing a flood of data points. So even pre-smartphones back in 2002, the Audubon Society and the Cornell Lab of Ornithology team up to create eBird. It's a platform to help people track sightings and expand the birding community, but it also lets you add to this massive bank of knowledge that scientists can draw from. And thanks to the boost that the COVID-19 pandemic gave birding, they're at an all-time high for contributions. They get around 100 million sightings annually, reaching 1 billion total in 2021. The 1 billionth, FYI, was an Australasian swamp hen, reported by Heidi Krajewski. And all that data has been put to work in hundreds of publications and papers. For some specifically Canadian examples, eBird was used in a 2020 study by the University of Manitoba to show that white-throated sparrow songs differ by region and that those dialects can spread. Birds in Western Canada started singing an altered song, and it's believed they taught it to birds from the rest of the country when they were all overwintering together. Now that new song has spread throughout Canada. eBird helped lead to the protection of the western screech owl. Observational data showed that the subspecies is largely confined to Vancouver Island in British Columbia's south coast, which confirmed it as a threatened species. And finally, eBird was used by the Rocky Mountain Naturalist Club to guide placement of nest boxes. By using eBird data to make a detailed map of waterfowl sightings, they could precisely cater the type and location of nest boxes to species' favorite locations. And those, of course, are just the tip of the iceberg. So yes, modern technology may have taken a bit of the romanticism out of birding, but in its place is a much wider and more interconnected sense of community and a seemingly bottomless wealth of scientific data.